All right, machining hot take number 2. Single piece flow for everything. The idea is for every one tick of the system, you are getting one part out, complete. Not just like a bunch of op 1s and then a bunch of op 2s. The entire point of single piece flow is to find problems sooner rather than later. If you have a problem on op 1, let's say you have a hole that doesn't go all the way through, but it gets machined off and then it's a through hole once the second op is completed. You don't know if maybe that hole has a taper or something. Unless you're inspecting all the way down that hole, you're not gonna know if that hole has a taper until op 2 is done. So if you're batching 50 or 100 parts on op 1 and then tooling over to op 2, you're gonna scrap that many parts before you even know that there's a problem. So figure out how to make everything single piece flow. It's not just for mass production. We do it on the horizontal, which is like, obviously you would want to do that on a horizontal. But even on this single spindle lathe, which was my first machine, it's not something I would buy today, but I think it's a great machine. Any process that we can do, for example, like wheel spacers, we do in single piece flow because when part 1 comes out, we can approve that part 1 is good, or we can say, no, part 1 has a problem that was either on op 1 or op 2. It doesn't matter where it was. We can address the root cause without having to wait and scrap 50 parts until we're out. And then, you know, if you scrap that many parts, you probably don't have the material on hand. If you do, great. But if you don't, then you have to wait a day and you're essentially down because you didn't even know you were scrapping parts. Plus, rather than wasting 50 parts worth of time, you're wasting 1 part's worth of time. I could go on and on and on about why single piece flow is better, but at the end of the day, it's just better. If you're doing 5 parts with a low cycle time for a prototype or whatever, then sure, have at it, don't bother designing the process. But if you get yourself in the habit of single piece flow, you are gonna be so much happier and your life is gonna be so much easier. Thank you all for watching. Smash that